Mary, I'm sure you've been hearing from customers about all the news swirling around Volkswagen. I mean, consumers want to know, is the emission system I have in my car, even though it's not a Volkswagen, is it clean? And there are worries about this rigged software. Is it much more rampant than what's going on at VW? What do you say?
I can't speak for every OEM, I can speak for a General Motors car. And again, I can say with all of the GM, the software that we put into the vehicle, that's not a condition that exists in our vehicle.
Have you been approached by the new CEO of Volkswagen for any advice? Because you've gone through your ignition switch crisis.
No, I haven't, but every situation is a little bit different. I know what drove us and what we already talked about, but no, have not.
What advice would you give him if he were to ask you? I mean, it's a very similar situation. You were a new CEO, you were hit with a crisis. He's a new CEO, hit with a crisis. What advice would you give?
Well, I wouldn't give him advice because it would be presumptuous. One thing I learned in this is I was learning new facts every day. I had information that, was internal to the company that, others didn't have. So I only know their situation from what I read in the media or hear in the media as well. So it'd be presumptuous of me to give him advice.
Yeah, what does it take to rebuild trust with customers? I mean, what did GM do? And what are the lessons that VW could learn from you?
What General Motors focused on was really doing the right thing for customers. And I think we demonstrated that in how we managed getting parts as quickly as we could, and how we contacted people, how we really went out of our way to make sure that we could get them and get them into the dealership, how quickly we made the parts available, the fact that we did the Feinberg program. I mean, so we looked at it and said, one of the things I said all along the way is, if I could turn back the clock, I would, but I can't. So what can I do going forward to do the right thing for our customers? But then also, what can I do to make sure something like this never happens again, or we do everything in our power that it doesn't? And that's what we focused on.